Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? It's nice to see that some people got fan clubs. Anyways, I thought you guys might get a kick out of that. All right, so let's get back to Iraq because there is some developing stories happening. We just hope it doesn't escalate. Let's get into this. I just want to give everybody a quick reminder. You can go over to Pimpy's News Network. It is free for everybody. Everybody has access to the videos that are on the website. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. So I came across this article a couple days ago. It says US dollar exchange rate significantly declines in Iraq. And that's what you want to see happen. You want the Iraqi dinar to increase in value versus the United States dollar. And I started wondering if this was that little blip that Nader and I were talking about. The thing that gets me, it says the rate significantly declines. I'm guessing this is their idea of significantly. It went from 1,517.5 dinars for every dollar down to 1,497.5 for every dollar. I mean, I guess if you're over there in Iraq, that would be kind of significant, but that doesn't seem very significant to us. So I went back over here to this chart and the blip is gone. So that's what I thought. Maybe it might have been some kind of error, something that was input, some kind of blip. And that's why I wanted to wait to figure out what the hell it was. Although if you can see right here, the dinar was at 0.00075. It is now at 0.0076. It's not that big of a deal, but you do see an increase. And this was right around when that little blip happened. It showed us a huge spike, but you can see right here, it really didn't increase that much. It just went from 0.00075 on up to 0.00076. Now, this is something that we need to be concerned about. Turkey and Iraq getting into a war. Yeah, it's possible. Let's listen.
Factory gates in the middle of the afternoon. Detonating a bomb in the car park as the security team were carrying out a shift change. The assault on a state-owned Turkish defense company looked organized and well-planned, the perpetrators carrying automatic weapons with hefty bags. Here, a man and a woman advance carefully, cautiously, their weapons at the ready. The sound of gunshots pierced the air as employees at the factory and people in the local area took cover. Within minutes, Turkish troops arrived, and according to the authorities, the gunmen were neutralized.
So Turkey is telling us that the two terrorists are PKK members from Kurdistan. The PKK are the Marxist, communist movement over there in Kurdistan. And those are the people that Turkey's been fighting with. Every now and then you hear about random attacks from Turkey hidden somewhere in Kurdistan, which is in Iraq territory, bombing PKK camps. So this is according to Turkey. And what's this got to do with Iraq? Well, PKK is in Kurdistan. And you can expect that Turkey is definitely going to respond to this. Now, how big of a response is going to be interesting to see. Last thing you need is for Iraq and Turkey to be bumping heads, and then they end up in a conflict. I'm hoping cooler heads will prevail, but this is recent. So now we got to pay attention to what's going on between Turkey and Iraq and Kurdistan. The dinar is recovering locally. Hard currency continues to decline. So on Monday, the exchange rate of the US dollar witnessed a decline in the markets of the capital of Baghdad and in Erbil, the capital of Kurdistan region, with the opening of the main stock exchange in the country. Dollar prices fell, and that's the one you want to fall, the dollar price, not the dinar price, the dollar price. The dollar price fell with the two main stock exchange in Baghdad to a record, so it's 1,507 dinars for every dollar to, 1,510 dinars for every dollar. With regard to the selling price in banking shops in the local markets in Baghdad, they decreased as the sale price reached 1,517 dinars for every dollar, with the purchasing price of 1,497 dinars for every dollar. In Erbil, the dollar recorded a decline, with the selling price in banking shops reaching 1,507 dinars for every dollar, while the purchasing price was 1,506 dinars for every dollar. They're not huge gains, you guys, but they're at least gaining. Sudanese advisor, the Development Path Project will strengthen the country's economy. Well, yeah, that's expected because now you're really opening up Iraq to a lot of other countries who have easy access into Iraq by using that road, as well as the railroad that's going out there. So basically, this entire article is about all the different types of non-oil revenue that Iraq is going to be generating once this road is fully operational, as well as the train that's going to be running right next to this road. This here is the Port of Fa. This is the road, the big one. Look how far that goes, all the way up there to Turkey. And this is the railroad that's going to be going with it. And then you have all these stops along the way. This is really going to open up business for Iraq. They need to hurry up and do something about the electricity issue that they got there. We know they're working on it. They're trying to put in big transponders out there for electricity. Hopefully they get that up soon. So this is something that we talked about many times. We know that Iraq relies too much on oil revenues for their money. A huge portion of their budget, at one time it was like 96% of their budget relied on oil. I think it's down to 89% now. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but that is a major jump for Iraq in the non-oil sector. The more they can get away from relying so much on oil, the better off they are. And of course, this development road project is going to be a biggie to help them generate a lot more non-oil revenue. No official authorization yet for dollar exchange services in the airports. Well, that was approved a little while ago, that they put in currency exchanges in the airports, the two of them, one in Erbil, of course, and one in Baghdad. But apparently, even though it was agreed upon, they have not given the authorization for the exchanges to be put into the airport. An economist, reducing the interest rate encourages investment, but carries a caveat. Economist Saleh Nouri confirmed on Sunday that reducing the interest rate is one of the main tools of monetary policy used by the central banks to influence the economy, whether increasing or decreasing according to inflation rates or contraction. Reducing the interest rate motivates individuals and companies to borrow for productive projects, which leads to stimulating the economy. Nouri explained in his interview to the news, lower interest makes the cost of the loans lower, thus encouraging consumption and investment. Nouri pointed out that reducing the interest rate reduces the cost of the production and possibly the price of imported goods, which leads to the reduction in the selling prices, but warns that reducing interest may push depositors to withdraw their deposits as a result of lower yields and resort to alternative investments such as gold. It is necessary for the central bank to monitor the financial market and commodity prices to measure the level of inflation, especially since facilitating borrowing may affect the flexibility of demand versus supply. Got to find that balance. Too much one way is not good. Too much the other way is not good either. All right, so we really got to pay attention to what's going on between Turkey and Iraq. You don't want that to escalate. At least you hope it doesn't. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Iraq has been very good about avoiding conflict. This is more against Kurdistan than it is Baghdad. It's something to be concerned about, but just keep an eye on it. So far, I haven't heard about any retaliations. Not of yet. Anyways, that's it for now. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.